As our temperatures fluctuate between just cold to extremely freezing, we need to make sure that we are taking care of all of our pets. So Chatty Platt is joining us for this week's Pet Talk segment sponsored by Rachael Ray's Nutrish. Welcome, Chatty. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Jason.
Hi,
Jacqueline.
Cece.
Say hi, Cece.
Good morning.
Cece's wearing her coat.
Wearing her
today.
coat. So that's probably one of your tips. What do pet owners need to be aware of in these cold temperatures, Chatty?
So we haven't had temperatures this extreme since 2021, so it's easy to forget just how dangerous it can
Sure.
be. So yes, coat is definitely recommended, but the thing that I want to emphasize today is that unlike ourselves, it's hard to address all parts of the dog. So any exposed skin or flesh is going to be at danger. So you can wear great coats.
Okay.
But what about the feet?
Right.
The paws, the pads. One thing that we have noticed at Dog Party is that they don't want to be out very long at all.
Okay.
They go out long enough to do their business, and then one thing to look for is they'll start lifting their feet.
Oh, 'cause
because
they
it
get
hurts.
cold.
Can you
Oh,
imagine being
yes.
out there
Okay,
on that
yes.
I
ice in your
cannot.
bare
Yes,
feet?
Yes.
absolutely.
Well, that's what it feels like to them. So yes, a coat is important.
Sure.
But if you're going to be out for if you have a dog that really needs to take a longer walk to do their business, there's some things that you can use.
Oh, interesting.
These are like
Okay.
little balloons almost. They just fit right
Okay.
over the pad, and they're kind of disposable. So if your dog is the kind that would just take them off as
Sure.
soon as they're done
Okay.
with them, that's a good. They have others that strap on, but
Sure.
I find the more that they have to chew on, the more they'll chew on it.
Sure. Now, are these waterproof, Chatty?
They are. They're
Okay,
just like basically
great.
a balloon on the foot.
Okay, nice.
Because the more hair they have on their feet, the more the ice and the snow is going to stick
It'll
to
build
that.
up, yeah.
Okay.
And it'll stay colder longer. So when they come in from outside, you might rinse off their feet with some
Okay.
warm cloth, warm wet cloth, just to get any salt or any ice melt
Sure.
that might be stuck on there. But the main thing to remember is just they don't want to be outside any more than you do.
Okay.
All these pets they live inside with us, so
Yeah.
they're not prepared for these kinds of extremes. So go out, do your business, come back in, have a warm place to sit, a warm place to lay. Make sure that their water bowls are not frozen.
Okay.
Good point.
Those kinds
Yeah.
of things. They might need a few more calories like we do.
Sure.
They want some of that comfort food. So just make sure, whether it's your cats or your dogs or your horses or your goats,
Yeah.
that
Whatever pets you have, yeah.
they're not outside in this, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 5 minutes max.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
What are some signs of hypothermia? Because I know that can be a big concern as
So,
well.
of course, first of all, shaking,
Yeah.
shivering,
Okay.
chattering their teeth. Also, they get really lethargic and listless and just not themselves. So you want to make sure you keep them inside and keep them warm. And then, extremely, they would almost just pass out. So
Right.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
you want
Look
to look
out for
for
that.
blue gums and things like that.
What
Okay.
about any special precautions we need to take for our senior pet friends?
So that's another interesting thing, is that the breed and the age makes a big difference. Very young dogs, very old dogs, but certain breeds like the Greyhound, they cannot regulate their body temperature. They get too hot and too cold, and they have to wear clothes all the time.
Okay.
And in the heat, you have to watch them. Another thing is, we all love our smushed-faced dog.
Right, sure.
Frenchies, pugs,
Yeah.
boxers, mastiffs, Bostons, you name it. They're very popular. They cannot handle extremes on either end,
Okay.
hot or cold. So they just can't get enough oxygen in. So your smush-faced pets
Yeah.
need special care. And you have to be their best advocate,
Yeah.
because they're excited. They
Yes.
want to get out there in that snow, and they want to romp around, and they don't know when to quit. So you have to make that decision for
Sure.
them.
Okay.
Yeah,
They may be
that's
having
great.
fun, but when in the extreme cold, the cold air gets in their lungs, it freezes, and it can make their heart explode.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
well, that's great.
Right.
Great tips and precautions to take. Chatty, thank you for joining us. Of course,
Yeah.
thanks to
Thanks,
Rachael Ray's
Cece.
Nutrish
Cece.
for sponsoring.
You wanna
Thanks,
model
Cece.
your
So
coat?
cute
Oh,
in your
so
coat,
beautiful.
Cece.